the end, I can try and give you guys a bit of feedback. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you.
Museum for the previous form, I cannot edit it actually. I have to resubmit it. Fill
Yes.
another one again.
Yes, fill it out again.
Okay. So we'll do it after the online class, okay?
No problem. No problem at all. Okay. So I was saying to all students that before we even come to this part of the argumentative essay, you need to do step one. Step one is to actually have a thesis statement, okay? Step two, you have to find the two sources. Each of these steps has a Google form, and I actually repeated that in the email yesterday. And then step three and four would be here, where we are discussing how to open up our argumentative essay through a very good introduction. Okay. So, Jenard and Yusuf, have you guys constructed your thesis statement from step one? Yusuf, Jenard. No answer. Okay, hold on. There's some stuff in the chat. Okay, no. All right. I get it. All right. So you can't really do anything until you actually until you do those steps. So you have to follow the steps. And then once that is done, then you can actually start putting your essay together. Okay? That's just what I wanted to talk to you guys. So, an introduction in the argumentative essay always has three things, okay? It needs to have a hook, a bridge, and a thesis, okay? We have spoken about this before. Who remembers what a hook means? What does the word hook mean?
An attractive writing in the first of the paragraph, which can attract the reader or the person who will read it.
Correct. And it's the first sentence. That's correct, Amen. So your hook is always the first sentence. You want to attract the reader. After the hook, we have a bridge. Does anyone, just from the top of your head, what do you think a bridge could mean? Chawan. I would say try and get Chawan. Yes.
I think bridge is after the hook. You like it's a
Mm-hmm.
background and a leading point to talk about what your hook and how the readers can read your paragraph to continue your paragraph
Okay.
after the.
All right, good. So a bridge gives context. It gives context to the hook because if you just write a hook and there's no context, we would not understand what it means or what it represents. And a bridge basically gives us that background and more background about your argument. Okay. And then you have your thesis. Where does your thesis go, Fahad? Where would we write our thesis?
The last sentence of the introduction, and it represents the main idea we want to
Very,
talk about.
very good. So tells us what is your argument, right? So you tell us whether you are for or against something, and how many predictors do you need to have?
Two.
Two.
Two. You need to have two reasons. Predictor means reason, okay? All right. So let's look at examples of a hook. Now, when we write a hook, there are so many ways that we can be creative. One of the ways to write a hook is by you can make it into a question form. Okay. Have you ever discovered, did you know this? We don't often use question, but if you want to be more creative, you can use a question. Usually it's an antidote type of question. Another way of introducing a hook is through statistics. Okay. But the statistics need to be shocking. Did you know that 90% of our water is wasted just from washing dishes every day? So something that is a shock, but also a statistic, okay? A quote. What would a quote be? Where would we get the quote? From who would we get the quote?
From authors.
Famous authors, right?
Yes.
Yes. It can't just be a quote from someone or something that is not important. It needs to be a quote that has a huge significance. So if you're quoting somebody, for example, like Steve Jobs, okay, Bill Gates, a famous president, Nelson Mandela, etc., then the quote has some kind of weight. But if it's just a random quote, it will not grab the attention of your reader, okay? Another one is an anecdote. An anecdote is basically something that you generalize, such as for thousands of years, the humans have only lived on water, something like that. And that is an anecdote. For thousands of years, for many summers, students often spend their time, on the laptop. What is a better way for them to use their time? Okay, so that is called an anecdote. And then the other one is a surprise, which is very similar to a shock factor. Okay. So I want you guys to look at this. Do you see on my screen?
Yes.
Right. There is a hook. I want you to read it and tell me what type of hook did I use?
Statistics.
Statistics. There you go. Okay. Good. Statistic. But look at the statistic. Is it something? What about the statistics? Is it gripping the reader? It's not just
Say-
any statistic. Yeah.
Yes. It's from an author
An
study.
author.
It's from psychology studies.
Psychology studies from a famous university, Johns Hopkins University, okay? And also it is quite shocking, 80%, okay? 80% of young adults were admitted to psychiatric evaluation, all right? Yes, Chawan, you had your hand up.
No, I want to mention the 18%. This is the
Yes.
shocking part.
Very good. That is the shocking part. 80% of young adults were admitted for psychological evaluation due to stress caused by too much exposure to social media platforms in 2025 only. So the whole entire hook is a shock factor. So it's not just 80% over 5 years. No, it's 80% in 1 year of young adults being admitted for psychiatric care. Okay. So it is a statistic. So when you write your hook, you can use a statistic, you can use a quote, but remember the quote needs to be from a famous person. It can be an anecdote, it can be a question, it can be a surprise. Okay? Do you guys understand the idea of a hook?
Miss,
Yes.
Yes.
Miss, for the question, can we make it the question according to the topic that we have?
The question needs to circulate. That is a very good point. The question needs to circulate around your topic. So whenever you use a hook, the hook needs to go back to your topic. It needs to be related. It needs to be relevant. Okay. So yes, Chawan, to your answer, to your question. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Now we said that after a hook, we have the bridge. And we said that the bridge gives information. Okay. The bridge connects the hook to the thesis. Remember, a hook is very shocking. It's very different. It's the first sentence. How do you connect that sentence to the thesis? You need something in the middle. And that middle is your bridge. Okay. Now, the bridge gives us a bit more background and clarity about where you are going with the hook. Where are you going with your argument? So, usually, what people do in a bridge, they give a historical background, such as over the last 20 years, more and more people have been exposed to social media. But is it a good thing? So you kind of give like a very general background, historical collection of the hook. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's always good when you see an example so that you understand. The bridge does not argue. You're not arguing in the bridge. Your argument will be in your body paragraph. You literally just give the background information, what people have been doing, how has this affected people, and now you are going to state your argument, your claim. Okay, so let's look at an example. I want you to see this is the hook over here. Then we have the bridge. This is the bridge, and this is also the bridge. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Read it and tell me the type of hook that was used and what information is in the bridge. Okay. So I want to hear from Yusuf. I don't see Yusuf on here. I don't know if he's left. Fahad or Ayman Chawan.
Okay.
Let's look at the hook together. What type of hook did the author use?
Historical.
Historical, okay? Or we call it an anecdote. Very good. An anecdote. So for thousands of years, humans have been fascinated by the mystery of where eels come from, okay? For thousands of years, or in every single space exploration, humans have been fascinated about Mars. So an anecdote is something that is too general, but it also tries to grip the author, okay? So the reader's attention. Then let's look at the bridge. What information does the bridge give? Amen.
Allow me more minutes, sorry.
Okay, take your time.
Okay, it's hard to find, wait. You are muted, Nizam.
Sorry.
Ah.
Okay, no worries. Let's look at it together. Remember the bridge, right? It always gives us more context to the hook, okay? And it also gives us a bit more background information. So historical, fascinations of the particular study. So if you look at this
Oh, okay, I
information,
found it.
okay.
Yeah, for example, we don't have the name of what they call it, the philosophers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use the name of them, unnamed philosophers.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Okay. Okay. So, Eamon, my question is, in the bridge, what does the information in the bridge do
Okay,
regarding the hook?
background and viewpoint.
Okay, good. All right. It
What
also
it
gives
was.
us a bit more context. Remember, look at the hook. The hook says, for thousands of years, humans have been fascinated by the mystery of where eels come from. Do you guys know what an eel is?
Yes.
Okay, it's a fish. It's a particular, it's like, it looks almost like a snake type of fish. Okay. So people have always been fascinated about where does this animal come from? You know, in which waters does it reproduce? All right. Then the bridge says ancient philosophers such as Aristotle proposed that eels emerged from mud and rainwater because he could not find reproductive organs in the eels he studied. Okay. What does that bridge do? What information is it giving?
It
That
says
they
that
don't
eels.
know. Okay, sorry.
It says that eels emerged from mud and rainwater because they couldn't find any reproductive organs in them.
Okay, good. So, Fahad, what does it do to the hook? What does it do? It gives more what to the hook?
More information.
More information. Thank you. Remember, we have been fascinated. It's mysterious, right? The whole idea is that it's mysterious. And how is it mysterious? Because even in the olden days, people thought that, you know, they come from mud and rain. Philosophers have discovered that. Okay. All right. Now, the next sentence. This is also the bridge. Even today, some people
Okay,
claim that their origin is still unknown. What is the bridge doing?
Miss, can I say we connect the hook together? For example, still unknown information.
Very good. Yes, Chawan. Even today, it is still unknown. So, what do you think the bridge is doing here? It is giving context to the hook. Okay. It's giving more information to the hook. At the same time, it is doing what? It is narrowing it down to the thesis statement. Now, look at the thesis statement. This is your thesis statement. Okay. So, Fahad.
Yes.
Okay. So if you look at the hook, then you look at the thesis statement. What does the bridge do? What did it do?
It connected between them.
Very good. It connects it, and also it does what? It narrows it down to the point where you get to your thesis statement. Now, the thesis statement tells us what? What are the two predictors there?
Where and how else reproduce?
Where and how ills reproduce, okay? And it's telling us, and it's arguable. Is it an arguable topic or not?
it is.
It is, because you started off by saying many people were fascinated. They say no, eels just come out of nowhere. And, you know, and here you're going to say no, they do come from somewhere because there is a place and there's also a method of how they reproduce. Okay. So this is how your introduction should look like. You have your bridge, sorry, you have your hook, but your bridge needs to give context to your hook and at the same time lead you to your thesis statement. And then you have your thesis statement. Okay, let's look at another example. All right, this is the hook. All right, what does the bridge, what information does the bridge give us to give more context? And then also look at the thesis statement. But I want to focus on the bridge because that's always the hardest part to write.
Okay, that social media increasing the bullying between younger ages of 10 and 15.
Yes, amen. Okay. Okay, so if you look at the hook, right, it talks about kids being um, admitted to psychiatric ward, 80%. Okay. Right. So then what does the bridge do? What is the bridge? What information is giving?
It's giving background information.
Very good. Okay. Do I argue there? No, we still
No.
don't argue there, but you give background information as to why 80% of young adults are being psychologically evaluated. Why is this a problem? All right. So the bridge is meant to give background information. It shows us where you are going with your argument. Okay. Now let's look at the thesis statement. Tell me what is the topic and what are the two predictors?
The main thing is exposing children to the social media before the age of 16,
Mm-hmm.
and the two projectors are decrease their self-esteem and impact their cognitive development negatively.
Perfect. There you go. All right. So you have the main idea, which is exposing adolescents to social media before the age of 16, because again, I'm focused. Okay. I'm only talking about a specific group of people. And I'm being very clear, decrease their self-esteem and impact their cognitive development negatively. Okay. The way their brains are developing. All right. Do you guys understand how to do this? Do you have some clarity as to how to write the hook, the bridge, and the thesis?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So I shared with you guys a Google form, if I'm not mistaken,
I think we have two forms.
right? And it's the one is about the introduction. It says argumentative week 8 introduction. Okay. So in an argument, so let me just stop sharing and then I'll share the thing again. Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. All right. Awesome. So let's get into this one. So in an argumentative essay, you need a hook, B, background, and C, thesis statement with two predictors. Write it down here. It doesn't need to be perfect because this is your rough draft. Imagine this as a rough draft, something you are still working on, okay? I would want you to try and give it a go. So for example, Eamon, I have given you feedback on your thesis statement. Fahad, I did that for you. Chawan, I'm not sure. Did I give you feedback?
No, miss.
Okay, I need to give you feedback on this. And I want you to start thinking of how to construct this. Try and do it now so that it's out of your system. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get it out of your system. Type it in, and at least you have some form of a memory of doing this so that when you do your final draft, you can always come back here and see how far you have moved. Okay?
Ms. Zim, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You sent in the new email that you sent yesterday the form of week 7 again, right? Or the step
Yes,
1?
yes, yes, I did because there are
Okay.
some students that did not do it. So if you've
Okay.
done step 1, if you've done step 2, you're fine. It's because there are so many other kids that haven't done those steps. That's why I reminded them to do it.
Okay, for mine, I have just to make it more specific, right?
Yes, that is correct.
The mindset and what was else
I
for
think you said, oh, I said the population.
younger students, maybe?
Yeah, for younger students, you can say university students.
Okay.
Just make it more, because if you make it too broad, you will see that you won't be able to manage your data control. Okay. The
Okay.
more specific you are, the more easy it is to get your data, your sources to answer your question for you.
So I have to use the form 7, week 7,
Yes,
and the form of the week 8.
yes, that is correct.
Miss, can you give me the feedback for the thesis?
Absolutely, I will do so. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. You guys can ask me questions if you want now. Um, and I will try and answer. So I will do Miss Chawan now. Chawan, just your EK 24174.
Yes.
Okay, so Chawan, you said animals should not be used for cosmetic testing, especially in laboratories that can use other methods instead. Good. So yours is about animal testing.
Yes, because in the video you mentioned that choose the interesting topic.
Yes.
That's why.
Oh, good. All right. So now here you say, so this is your thesis statement. Animals should not be used for cosmetic testing, especially in laboratories that can use other methods instead, because it is unreliable for humans' safety to use this product and risk animals' lives. Okay, I see the predictors. When you say unreliable for human safety,
Actually, Miss, I changed this one because I submitted again and I
okay.
changed it to violate of animals' life.
Okay, so hold on. I think you did send, okay, I'm looking at your other submission. Animals should not be used for cosmetic testing because it violates animal rights. Okay, good. And puts animals' lives at risk. Uh, yeah, okay, so go with it. Just make sure, because those two can be kind of similar. Okay, those two things can be similar: animal rights, animals' lives. So just make sure that in your body paragraph, when you explain it, those are two different things. Okay, violating animal rights, you want to talk about our right to care for them, to nurture for them, etc. And then their lives at risk, that a lot of animals actually die in the process. So the predictors are good, but just make sure that they explain very differently in your paragraph later.
Miss, for
Okay.
first paragraph, we mentioned that why choose animal for this testing? We have a lot of method to for instead of animal. And the
Yeah.
second paragraph in a second Google form, I think after that this Zoom, I will do it.
Mhm.
It's talking about the risk of the animal's life.
That's correct.
And
Okay.
in the second form, we mentioned the two sources that we have, and I will give the code from this source.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. So actually, Chawan, I would say then your final thesis will be, we should not do animal testing because there are other proven methods. That's number one. And the other one is avoiding animals' lives. So avoiding putting animals' lives at risk. That's two.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so if you have it in those two, then it's really, really good. It's a good topic, by the way, really, really good.
Thank you.
Okay. So you can start drafting now your introduction. In fact, Chawan, for your type of paragraph, sorry, for your topic, the best hook would be a statistic,
Yes. Or
okay?
question.
Or a question, or something like remember, you can even use an anecdote like, how can we as humans enjoy having a pet while at the same time wear our makeup, that has been tested on pets, for example. So something like that. But the best one is a statistic.
Thank you.
Okay. Amen. You have your hand up.
Zim, you checked my crap for week 5?
Yes, I am. I'm in the middle of doing it. For writing 100, yes.
Oh, okay, thank
Yes, I will
you.
put the grades in
Because
for
it
sure.
shows 0. It shows 0 in
Okay.
Moodle. That make me confused.
You know, Amen, just because you're always on my case, I will leave it at 0. I'm just joking. I will update it, okay?
Okay, okay, thank you.
I'm drowning too. I have like over 100 emails. You have no idea
Yeah, I know,
how
I
my
know.
inbox looks like. I will do it. I will make sure that I definitely update your guys' grades. If there's something missing, please let me know, guys. I don't want to take points away from you. I want you to do well. So if there's something missing, let me know so I can go back into Moodle and change that.
Thank you for your efforts.
You are most
Miss,
welcome. Yes.
now I can start the introduction, right?
You can start the introduction. And remember, it's a rough draft, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just trying to get your ideas on there. Okay?
Oh, okay, thank you.
Perfect. All right. Any other questions, Fahad?
Miss, these Google Forms do when? Like to
There's no due date. I would say try and do it as soon as possible so that you move along. For me, it's
oh,
each week, try to finish them in that week so that we move along because the next step is body paragraph, right? And then
right.
the next step will be counter argument and conclusion, etc.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
How
Thank you
many
so much. Yeah.
lessons we have? How many lessons we have still?
How many lessons we have?
Yes? Until which
I
week?
we still have until the end of April. I think last, isn't it May? I need to check the schedule. I
Okay, if
think
we have also debate, how we gonna do the debate online?
we're gonna do it online. That's for reading class.
Okay, okay.
The debate is for the reading class. We're gonna do the debate online for
For writing,
sure.
we have an essay, I think, right? Project.
Yes, yes, just an essay project. Maybe I will talk to Miss Wadad and actually tell her if we cannot have it because um right now half of the students are not even catching up on their work. So I don't know how they will be able to do it. I'd rather than work very well on the argumentative essay and do something smaller at the end rather than throwing another big thing where I know half of the students don't haven't even finished. There's students that haven't even finished March work. So I don't know how they're going to catch up with a research project.
Right.
Yes, for some classes we have, they distribute what they call it, the grade of the midterm to the homework and class activities and those and
Yeah.
quizzes.
Yeah.
So they remove the first midterm.
They removed the first midterm.
Yes.
Okay, that is good.
What will your midterm be?
This is the midterm. Your argumentative essay is your midterm.
Oh, okay.
This is the midterm. And then the research was meant to be the final thing at the end. And I'm thinking if we're going to come there, I'd rather let you guys write an analysis of a research rather than the research itself.